Coach, but distractions for you, for the team, for all this situation that's going on.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, it's not a distraction. It's a major distraction. And certainly, most importantly, I think sometimes when in general, when you talk about distraction, you look at it how it affects us. But more importantly, there's an obviously very serious alleged allegation that has been made. So that trumps figuring out how to guard Monk or Fox. To be real candid with you. So yeah, sure, it's been a distraction, and one that we'll deal with, and our players will deal with. It's not what we want to do, but certainly is a requirement at this point in time.
It is an ongoing situation. Have you been given any indication of when?
Oh, no. I haven't been given anything, except what I said last night. We have been told that some of our players are potential witnesses. And what I, sometimes, and this is I'm probably speaking out of turn a little bit because, I'm not a thesaurus and know all the definitions of all words, but witness can carry a pretty broad definition on what that is. And certainly that there's some players listed that are potential witnesses to a situation, which could mean anything that happened before, during, after, whether you're an eyewitness or not of an alleged incident. So I feel that I know positively that has occurred, and I know positively that we've been giving zero information that would warrant suspensions or anything like that that's connected to our players at this point in time. So that's what I know, and I certainly will act on it if any information is given to us in the future that would warrant such action.
Coach, I spoke with the athletic department yesterday. They said that they knew about this the day it was reported on December 18th. What kind of conversations have you had with your players and administrators over the past month about this incident?
Well, we met it head on. I mean, when the administration was made aware of it, I obviously was as well. So we talked about it, and but to talk about it from a factual situation, what exactly happened, that's not really fair to do, because you want to find out what's happening. But I'm going to be the first to tell you, you need professionals to do that actually conduct interviews and those sorts of things. It's not something that people come forward and just say, hey, this is. I mean, obviously, what we've been told is that there hasn't been anything that warrants any type of action by my part. But even with that being said, you have to let the investigation play out, and that's what's most important. And the detectives need to do their job, and certainly we got to give them space to do it. So regardless of what I've been told, it doesn't matter. It's what is found out to be the facts, and hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later. But we have no control on that timeline.
Can you speak at all to what type of information the players are giving as witnesses? You mentioned there are lots of witness can mean a lot abroad.
No, I can't mention that because all I can say is that they are potential witnesses, okay, but I can't mention to what level, because that's for the police to determine, not for me to determine based on what I've been told. Even though I have in my mind what that is, that's for somebody else to figure out. That's not for me to figure out and report to you.
Hey, Bill, one of the big reasons for McCarthy Hall you talked about was security. Do you think anything additional needs to be done for that, just for the safety of your players or for other people that go in there?
No,
Anything like that?
no. To enter McCarthy Hall, you have to have a fingerprint, or you have to be let in or buzzed in, and then you have to have, be escorted after that to get off the main floor. So I don't think I'm not going to say right, wrong, and different. I don't think that security has anything to do with this particular incident.
So this has been a distraction to you? Do you feel it's been a distraction since the incident occurred, or just since the report on Monday?
Oh, no. There's no question that it's been something that has been thought about quite a bit. That has been a distraction, but certainly it's become much more of one here in the last 48 hours, or however long it's been.
Coach, I know you guys just played Monday, so I don't know how much you practiced, but can you get a sense just of being with the guys and kind of practice how they're going to respond leading up to the Kentucky game, or will you not learn until the ball's tipped?
Well, I think that we met yesterday, so we played Tuesday. We met yesterday and did practice, and so we'll practice today. And certainly, I'm a little bit uncertain of how we'll respond, to be quite candid. I know that there are some people that aren't real happy right now, that will I'm sure use the basketball court as a way to kind of get away from the distraction. But how we were going to respond, I don't know that I have an answer for that. I know that our guys will be excited to play. This will not be an excuse if we don't play well, and it won't be a motivating factor if we do play well. It's going to be a situation that guys are going to have to, use the basketball court as a way to kind of bond together rather than to be talked about often.
Was there ever any discussion about getting out in front of this, around the December 18th or before this week, so there wasn't any perception of possibly holding information back?
Oh, nobody's holding it. I don't know where you're going, but I don't like it. But there's nobody withholding information at all. If you wanted to discuss how it's being handled, go to the Lawrence Police Department. Okay, that's not our responsibility to report everything that the Lawrence Police Department does. And it's not their responsibility, I don't think, to report it, because they have certain things that they have to do to certainly follow their protocol. So no, nobody's hiding behind this at all. And I kind of resent the fact that you would even hint at that.
Bill, can you talk about Kentucky, the young athletes, the freshmen? I'm sure you saw them on the circuit, and then their style of play. Does it compare to anyone more in the Big 12 than others?
Kentucky is more traditional than a lot of teams in our league. They're going to play two bigs. Both of their bigs, as far as playing the 4 spot, whether it be Gabriel or Willis, are both guys that can make threes. So, but it's more of a traditional 2 bigs around 3 guards. But their 3 guards are exceptional, and certainly they go from defense to offense probably faster this particular year than just about anybody in college basketball. And they're playing with lottery picks. They've got at least 3 of them that start, and people can worry about their guards, Monk, and obviously he's scoring the ball at such a high rate, and Fox, and certainly Briscoe, but Adebayo is starting to score the ball equally well now, and so they have a legitimate inside-out combination that would be hard for anybody to deal with. But with that being said, Tennessee just had success. And that's the way college basketball is this year. I mean, you have teams that are potentially here, but you also have those same teams that can play to a level not quite that high. And that's happened with us, and certainly it's happened with them occasionally. And we have to make sure that we do something athletically and physically and defensively that don't allow them to play at that high level offensively.
You
Is
played
it,
that zone quite a bit the other night. Is that an answer for you guys defensively, or are you gonna explore that idea, or?
We might. You know, I could just write down exactly what we're gonna try to do Saturday, if that would help you guys out,
Sure.
No. We'll try to, you know, we wanna play man. But the reality of it is, with our depth situation and certain things, and maybe depending on how they're shooting the ball that day or whatnot, you know, it may dictate that we play some zone.
How do you think they played it, your team?
Not any good. Not any good. I thought we played it after we got tired. You know, zones are pretty good if you're active in them, but we weren't as active. Our hands weren't high. We weren't flying around like a good zone team would do.
with your personnel limitations and depth limitations, what would you think is more likely to happen? You'll become better at protecting the rim or better at creating turnovers that lead to transition?
Well, we can't change our standing height, you know, so I would say we're probably better off creating more havoc. But it's hard to create havoc. You know, when Frank's going 1 against 2 every possession and playing 39 minutes, you can't pressure. That's the way it is. And you know, Devontae, obviously, you know, he needs to be in the game, but you know, he cramped and that kind of stuff, and so you can't take Frank out against pressure. But I would say probably better at now. When you say protect the rim, I don't know if you're talking blocking shots or just them opponents shooting short end shots, because we can certainly get better at not giving up layups. I mean, that doesn't have much to do with size. That just has more to do with want.
With help defense more to do
Or,
with
or just guard your damn man.
on the perimeter?
You know, there's some expressions in basketball, and you get real technical, but you know, hunker down and guard your man. That's as much of it as anything else.
Coach, how much do your guys relish and enjoy this kind of tough stretch of games that kind of match your competitiveness?
Well, I think you know, going into this stretch, I thought we were very excited going in. You know, we've had obviously some things that we're dealing with since the West Virginia game that tempers probably the excitement as we see it on a Wednesday or a Thursday. But once the guys get out there and certainly start working, and game day will be there, and we'll feel the energy and enthusiasm. Our guys will be very excited to play.
Bill, when you started to think about this team in the offseason and know you were going to be more perimeter oriented, were there any coaches you consulted or other teams you studied when you kind of started to put together your playbook and how you were going to do your style of play?
I didn't think that we were going to play small that much. I didn't envision that. I thought with Udoka and Landon and Carlton, we'd have 3 guys that we could play inside, and what I envisioned was playing small and playing Josh at the 4, maybe 10 minutes a game, late game situations, get your best ball handlers in the game, things like that. So really, probably beginning September, late September, early October is where I started visualizing, God, we're going to have to do something a little bit different. But even with that being said, I thought we were getting to the point where we could play Doak and Landon together too. And so now, you know, that's all out the window. So I would say I got quite a bit of Hoiberg tape with George to see if we could kind of plug Josh in the same way with George, and watch some other teams play. But for the most part, it's stuff that we just kind of come up with on our own.
Did you talk to Fred at all? I know you had like a brief conversation.
I didn't talk to
last year.
Fred. I talked to Doc,
Okay.
who worked for Fred,
Yeah.
and they got a lot of their clips and things like that.
Could you talk a little bit about McCarthy Hall itself and how it benefits your basketball program?
Well, yeah, McCarthy Hall was opened, I guess. It's been about 17 months now, maybe 16 months. I think it was last September that it was open, and it's you know, contrary to what has taken place or been reported, it's actually a place that provides more privacy and certainly more security than other dormitories on campus. You know, with the way that the access to the floors and things of that nature. So it's been a huge asset to us. It'll be a huge asset from a recruiting standpoint, because obviously it's a very, very elite level apartments or dormitories, and certainly this incident is certainly not a reflection at all on this, on the significance or the safety of that particular dormitory, because it is, you know, far exceeds what, you know, most have, and certainly on this campus.
Did you have any kind of reservations or concerns about how exclusive a facility that was, and maybe the kind of reception that would give? You've got all your basketball players in there, and very few other students on campus being inside it.
No, I don't think so. You know, there's other facilities on different campuses that are similar to that, and I don't know exactly how many beds there are. I think there's 38 beds. I could be wrong. It could be, I could be off one. And there's 16 spots for basketball players in there, and so that would leave approximately 20 to 22 for other students. And no, I you know, you recruit players like Andrew Wiggins, and Wiggs was a big part of this from our standpoint, that come here and certainly have a different perception on campus than what most general students do. And you know, whether it be autograph seekers or fans or whatever, that you know, put themselves in positions to be there every time the door's opened, and to be left out every time it's shut. You know, we wanted to do something that you know, protected the privacy rights of guys too. So that this is what we did, and certainly I'll stand behind that 1,000%.
Bill, can you talk about the level of support you guys have, the Big 12 coaches supporting each other? You kind of come together to go against the SEC? I mean, do you hear from other coaches when you? I
haven't heard from other coaches, and I'm not sure. You know, they make a big deal out of it that it's a SEC Big 12 challenge, and you know, it is a big deal, just like the ACC Big 10 challenge. But I think every coach in our league or their league would tell you the games aren't as important as the league games, but it certainly gives your league a chance to be showcased, talked about, bring exposure to it, and then of course play a high-level team that's out of your league. So, and that could also be a good, you know, game for the selection committee to look at or whatnot. So I think it's important that we do well, but it's kind of like bowl season. You know, what was the Big 12's bowl record? Nobody knows, do you? I mean, it kind of played up to be a big deal. We want to do this, but what was it? Well, I'm surprised Bedore didn't know that. Okay, but the whole thing is I'm not sure it means as much to the coaches as what it may mean to the people that are watching. And of course, but when you get Kentucky and Kansas together, obviously it'll take center stage and it'll mean a lot to the players. Players, you know, they practice beginning in October or whatnot, with one of the games on the calendar that's circled is this game. And so certainly it's a big deal to them.
You mentioned the selection committee. They announced this week they're going to have that kind of early.
What, top 16
early
seeds?
unveil 16. What do you think of that?
You know, I'm fine with it. I don't think it means much, and certainly it'll be very flexible, and it'll change week to week. Maybe not quite as much as football does, but in basketball it's a little bit different. Football, you're playing one game a week. Here you're playing 2 or 3 games a week, so obviously you have more of a chance to move or lose than what you do in football. But yeah, I think it's good. I think if anything, it'll be a little bit educational, but more so, it'll definitely draw more attention to people watching and thinking college basketball.
If it were up to you, where would you put the Big 12 SEC Challenge games?
Excuse me?
If it was up to you, where would you put the Big 12 SEC?
Early, middle December. But you can't with the bowl situation, you know, with the ESPN. So that's what I think all coaches would want, but certainly that's not possible. You know, the SEC Big 12 Challenge has been good. It's been good for us. It hasn't been anything negative about it. But the timing of it, when you don't get an off week throughout your entire regular season, makes it a little bit more difficult.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.